Hey, how are you guys? So, we are just about to start. Let me kindly share the link to our communities, both on Telegram and WhatsApp. Then we can start. Yeah. So, is my voice clear? Okay. Give me a minute. Let me just confirm if my voice is clear enough. If not, we are just about to start. Let me kindly share the link to. Fantastic. So my voice is clear. So we'll start. I think yesterday we did our analysis. We do USD card. And that's exactly what we did. So today we'll be starting off from NZD USD. So just the same thing we did. We're just going to be looking at what we're expecting throughout next week. So it's basically a pre-week analysis. It's not a short-term thing, or we're not having short-term outlooks on the same. Okay. Yeah. So for instance, on NZD USD, by the way, if you're new here, you make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you have notifications anytime I go live. Yeah, you can also join our Telegram and WhatsApp communities. The links are both on the description if you're interested. Yeah. So on NZUSD, it's clear that we have been bearish for the past about 3 or 4 months, and it has been a clear bearish market, and we're expecting even next week to be bearish. The reason is, if you look at the current price action rate for the last about 4 weeks, you will be able to understand and see that this week's candle was able to sweep the previous week's high and the previous week's low. And not just that, not just sweep, it also traded and closed below it. So it means there is a lot of bearish momentum currently in the market that will be pushing market even lower for next week. So I'm very positive that NZD next week might be bearish. More chances are it's going to be a bearish market for NZD. So once you already have the weekly outlook or what you're expecting throughout the week, that's now when you scale down to a lower time frame, like maybe the daily time frame or the 4 hour or the 1 hour time frame, to try and see where maybe you can get in the market to capitalize on that bearish move. And by the way, what we have not done is we've not seen where maybe we can be targeting in this particular market. So first we have this low that is still unswept, and we also have this low that is still unswept. So most probably market will be hunting those two zones because of liquidity, because ultimately the market is a slave to liquidity. The market is always trying to sweep liquidity in the market. So you can be targeting this first low here or this second low here, which now you scale down to a lower time frame to try and find entries now to get in the market on I think AUD USD and EURUSD. You can see the we have several actually we can mark in this case. First, we have this last bullish candlestick there you could mark, but depending on how much bullish momentum we'll have in the market, you can also get in from here. So if we have a lazy bullish market next week during the market, to get that low, and looking at the kind of bearish momentum we had throughout last week, you can't be very, very positive that price is going to be very, very bearish. So intendedly, you don't expect market to push to this point. Okay, yeah. Order blocks are also traded based on the kind of momentum that we have in the market. Okay, if we have a very strong bearish momentum market, you don't expect the market to push up to this order block. But in the event that this order block gets violated, then you can be sure to get in from this one. But yeah, but generally that is what you can be looking out for on NZD/USD. You can be checking out for for market reactions from this second order block right here. So sorry about that. So you can have maybe your limit orders for the shorts right there, and then you can have your stops about there. So it will give you a nice risk reward of about 4.2 if you target that last low, which is which makes more sense if you're a guy who loves smaller stop losses like me. You can have your stop loss right about there, and that will give you a 6 RR. So 6 RR basically means you're going to have 6%. In case you risk 1% and stuff, right? Yeah. So in the event that this one fails, which has less probabilities, this one might hold prices, but I'm more probable that this one on the 4-hour time frame might be able to hold prices even lower. Yeah. I'm not sure if anyone has a question on NZD/USD. You can ask if there is any. Yeah, I think the chat box is open. You can always ask a question anytime. But if you've also not liked this video, you can be sure to give me a like. Yeah, and for CAD JPY, so for CAD JPY, I think we had done some pre-analysis. I think with the guys on Telegram. There's a time I shared a link, our Telegram link, and we had Google Meet. So we had this 4-hour supply right here. We had marked, so we're expecting price to react off this 4-hour supply right there. But then price did not react off there, or price has not yet reacted off there, and you can see price has already filled the imbalance that is below the supply zone, so which mitigates this zone. So I'm thinking that in the event that price starts pushing higher, it might mitigate this particular zone. So that is why we need now a new outlook on CAD JPY. So the weekly time frame, we'll start from the weekly time frame. Of course, the higher the time frame, the higher the precision I told you yesterday. So from the weekly time frame, we can all see that we have a bullish CAD JPY on the weekly time frame. So we will be looking at price taking out several highs. But then if you look at the current price action of how last week closed, you'll notice that price first of all traded above the previous week's high, and closed below it. So it means that most probably this week we might be targeting to take out this low. There are more chances that we might target to take out that low. Yeah. Anytime we take out a high, of course, we all understand that that price might take out a low as well. So looking at how the candle closed, I'm most intendedly looking at this low getting taken out, and then maybe we can start looking for more buys. But then short-termly, you can look out to take out that low. And you can also see even from the kind of price action you have here, for those guys who trade candle range theory, so clear. I don't trade candle range theory, but I have a clue about it. So you see, this week's candle was taken out, and then so most probably you might be expecting price to take out these previous week's low. Okay, so then now you can scale down to a lower time frame, try to find now possible opportunities in the market to take your shots to this low. Okay, yeah, and then now, but then long term, if your guy is looking at from the long term perspective, you should be looking for more buy opportunities. So what you'll wait for is you'll wait for price to sweep out, to sweep this liquidity at this particular point, then now you can start looking for more entries to get in the market, maybe on the 4-hour time frame or on the 1-hour time frame. Yeah, someone has a query on NZUSD, and yeah. So I think I've explained this. He's saying that this demand can be an inducement. Yes, that is that's very possible. But something else is, depending on the kind of on the momentum you have in the market, that is what determines which order block you should trade from. If we had we're having a very strong bearish momentum. That is, you see, for instance, around here, someone could have marked that as a demand, a supply, sorry. Yeah, right. But then you see price did not get to that point. The reason is, here at this point we had a very strong bearish momentum, right? Yeah, whenever you have a very strong bearish momentum, you do not expect price to get to your ultimate supply or order block in that case. So most of the times, that is why most of the times when you're having a very, very strong bearish momentum or bullish momentum, price will just always, most of the times, focus on will be looking out to fill the 50% of that imbalance. Could be possible. This one could be possible as well. They are both good opportunities. But then I'm thinking to go in from here because of the kind of bearish momentum you're having on NZUSD. If you look at the on any higher time frame, be it the daily or the weekly, you do not expect price to push higher than this point. Yeah, that is my analogy. What is the safest way to enter a trade? Place limit orders or scale into lower time frames for confirmation? Yeah, so the answer to that is, me personally, I use limit orders. I don't only place limit orders. So it all depends on you, how your trading system looks like, and yeah. So for instance, for me, the reason why I place limit orders is because I'm a swing trader. I don't want to stick to my charts every other time. I want to just place my limit orders and wait for price to tell the story. So that is why me, I use limit order. I don't do confirmation entries, but if you do confirmation entries and it works, you can go in for that. And mostly, if you are a day trader, I recommend you go out. Okay, but if you're a swing trader, I think limit orders work best for us. Yeah. So that is it on card JPY. I don't know if anyone has a question. You can drop it on the comments. For CHF JPY, I think CHF JPY is one I had shared on my Telegram. For anyone who is on my Telegram knows it was at a December setup. So since December, it has been running. I didn't place. Personally, I was not trading month, but I did my analysis. I had this. It was a very clean entry on CHF JPY. So I don't usually like doing reanalysis when a pair is already running on a trade, but let me just switch up to a different liquidity provider so that you can check it out. So first we'll start from the weekly time frame. Basically, on the weekly time frame, you can see USD CHF, CHF JPY is very, very strongly bullish. So of course, you would be looking now for opportunities to buy in such a market, because you should also not get tempted to trade against the trend. If that happens, just know you're close to going home. Yeah. So on the daily time frame, you can't spot anything, as well as on the 4-hour time frame. Possible opportunities. The only thing I know is that CHF JPY might keep on dumping for a while now. And you can also see here on the 4-hour time frame, this was the last low. So internally here, we already have a break of a low, which is, and that makes now our internal change of character, right? That's an internal change of character. It's because it's basically an internal structure, because the external skeleton says we are bullish. Yeah, so this is a change of character, and then maybe we have a very small fair value gap right there. So maybe you can opt to take more shots once price gets here, and you can still target the same low that you're targeting on the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, so you can either target one of these lows, either these, or these, or maybe these. It's no problem. You shouldn't limit the market as well. So if the market will reward you to that point, there would be no worries. Yeah, but then you also have to understand your own risk management, how you trade for by yourself, so that you know where you'll be placing your break evens when price gets where. And because these are pretty ambitious setup. See, waiting for all this long on USD this might take you even possible 2 or 3 weeks. So waiting for all this long would mean that you also understand yourself in the market. You understand the kind of risk management you're supposed to take and stuff like that. So be very careful in the event that you decide to go in with this one. Yeah, then the JPY basket. If you also have a question on the CHF JPY I've just analyzed, you can drop in the comment section. So for the JPY basket, now for anyone who trades the JPY, any JPY pair, you all understand that it's very, very crucial and important to analyze the JPY basket so that you understand the strength of the yen and the strength against the strength of any other pair that you will be trading. So it's very important that you do that. So for in particular, demand zone right here, which is the last bearish candlestick there before the bullish momentum. And then we also had a very small fair value gap or imbalance, you can see right there. So we're expecting price to react off that zone and using that positive reaction to end around here. So in the event, so the yen is currently confusing me, even me personally. The yen is currently confusing me because of the kind of decisions the Bank of Japan has been making recently. So you can go read a few news articles on the yen and try to understand. Yeah, so it's currently confusing even me myself, but I am still very positive on this. So we can't be waiting to see price react off from this demand zone here, supply zone here, or then in the event that that is not able to hold prices, then we will be waiting for prices to get held from there. Yeah. So as I've said, currently the Bank of Japan has been making a few decisions that are currently that are confusing me in terms of any decision to do with the yen pairs. But if you someone who loves trading the yen, just you can consider this. So and mostly the yen, the JPY basket has a lot of impact on any yen pair. So it's okay. Like this is more like it helps you gauge the strength of the specific currency that is the yen. So it's very, very important that you understand how to do your analysis on the JPY basket. Anytime you're trading a yen pair, make sure you're also aligning it with the JPY basket or the JPY index. Yeah. If you have any question on the JPY basket, be sure to drop it on the chat box or the comment section. Yeah, and then for USD CHF, I think we have already done that up there. And then now the EURJPY. On the EURJPY, I think I had done this analysis. I even posted it on my TikTok channel last year, but you can see we were had taken out as earlier before it started dropping, and I'm still expecting to see price drop even further for this particular pair. Let me just switch up to a different liquidity provider so that I can show you. I'm maintaining that because I've not journaled it. Could have deleted everything, but I've not journaled it yet. So for this one as well, EURJPY, you can all see that we're expecting a bullish EURJPY. Even as for next week, I'm still looking out for a bullish EURJPY. So that is on the weekly time frame. Because I've been emphasizing that the main thing or the main goal of looking at the weekly or a higher time frame, maybe the weekly or the daily time frame, is to find the directional bias and maybe possible targets in the market. Where could the market be targeting? Where could the market be looking, which liquidity are we looking out to sweep during the week, and stuff like that. That is why it's very crucial to look at the higher time frames before now you scale down to a lower time frames to start to a lower time frame to start looking out for these are demand, these are supply, or all those other blocks, these are fair value gap and stuff like that. So it's very, very crucial and important that you first understand what you're looking out at for in the market. What are you possibly, which liquidity are you possibly hunting for that particular week? That's why it's very important to understand this. The directional bias on the higher time frames. Now on the daily time frame, you possibly cannot see any order blocks on the daily time frame, but intendedly, if we are bullish, so it means we could be targeting that last high there as your liquidity for the week, as well as maybe this high here. So both of them, they are very valid. So you'll be looking to take out any of those highs once price starts switching bullish. So you scale down to an even lower time frame to try and spot a possible demand, okay, where you could possibly get in the market out from to take any entries. So I'm sure if we go to the lower to let's just switch up to 1 hour, to the 1 hour time frame. Something I wanted to tell you, but yeah, on the 1 hour time frame, you see we can clearly mark this last bearish candlestick here as our demand. Okay, yeah, and then now this will be our market inducement that will now act as our inducement in the market. We will be expecting to see market react off there as your liquidity sweep. And because we've already said that the market is a slave to liquidity, we'll be looking at market sweeping this inducement or that liquidity, and in extension, taking out orders from this order block. Now, if you go to the 4 hour time frame, you see a very small fair value gap right there. There's a very small fair value gap right there, and price had tried to trade it, but then you see the kind of rejection that we had from there. This kind of rejection shows you that there are a lot of resting buy orders around here. That's why when price got here, couldn't hold any longer and pushed back up high. So you will be expecting that there are still orders resting around this zone, that price might come drop to peak before we continue with the bullish momentum, because generally we are very bullish for this particular or this specific pair. Yeah. So and you can also see where we've marked on the 1 hour time frame, the same zone is a liquidity pool. We take any strong buys from that particular zone. So once you take your if you take your trades from there, you will of course be targeting either this high or this high, which has no problem. You can be targeting both depending on how patient you are, and maybe the type of trader you are, maybe swing, intraday, and all that. So here, this one will give you a cool 3.8. This one will give you a cool 5, which are both very good risk rewards. I told you, anytime you have a risk reward that is above 3, it means you have a very good, nice risk reward for yourself that you can be targeting out for. Yeah. And then something else that is on EURJPY. In case you have any question about on EURJPY, you can drop it on the chat box or the comment section. Yeah. Then for Euro USD, I think we had also done analysis on EURUSD during on the yesterday's session. You can go check it out in case you missed out. And now, lastly, we look at gold. Fantastic. So gold has been quite tricky recently. I've personally not been trading gold because number one, we have no history to back prices where price is currently at. Price haijaikuwa hapo penye iko sahi. So we will be looking out to see price trade to this low. It's quite confusing. I am personally not trading this pair right now. I'm just chill and watching it because price has never been at 2600, 2800. We don't have a lot of history to back it. This is the first time we're having price around here. Okay, yeah, there's no history behind to tell us what we will be expecting next. So mostly, I think most of the people trading gold right now are either intraday or day traders. But since me, I'm a swing trader, I need a lot of history to back all my analogies, which we don't currently have. We don't have the luxury of history on this pair. But then I was looking at a possible reaction of this supply zone to take out this low. And then you can see there's some trend line liquidity right there. So it's resting here, here, and here. Then it means that price might drop from next week. But for this one, I'm not very sure. I'm not very quite skeptical because gold has been quite confusing for me in the recent past. Yeah, as a swing trader, but as a day trader, you can spot very many setups if you go to a lower time frame, maybe the 1 hour, be the 15 minutes, It was so clear for me during Friday's NFP, because that was basically sentimentals. But I'm looking out for fundamentally speaking, I'm looking out for fundamentally and sentimentally, I'm looking out for a bearish gold in the near future, because number one, we are expecting the JPY economy the Japan's economy to strengthen. We are also expecting the US economy to strengthen. Yeah, and those are amongst the three pairs that affect gold. Okay, your gold is driven by three pairs: that's the CHF, the JPY, and the US dollar. So if the US dollar and the JPY are getting stronger, then it means that we might be looking out for a bearish gold in the near. My analogy on this pair currently, might be expecting a bearish gold in the near past. Yeah, I think those are the pairs we had remained with yesterday, unless anyone has any other suggestion for a different pair that I did not look at yesterday and have not looked at today, or in the event that maybe you have a specific question, you can drop it on the chat box. Yeah. So I think there's no one with any question. Yeah. So you can make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, in that is in the event that you've not. You can also give me a like, a comment, maybe. For now, and that is where I will stop from for now, if there are no further questions. I think maybe the pair that I've not looked at, that maybe I can look at, talk about briefly, is the DXY and maybe the BTC. So the dollar, as I've told you, I'm looking out for a strengthening dollar in the near future, very strong dollar in the near future. So I think the DXY might keep on pushing higher, because on the weekly time frame, we have this high that I'm looking out to get taken out. So most probably, even next week, we might have the DXY push even higher and higher. So you can scale down on the lower time frames to try and spot inverse order blocks. Mostly you'll be looking at supply zones for this demand zones for this case, sorry, because we've been looking at supply zones for Euro USD, we've seen supply zones for AUD USD, we've seen supply zones for GPB USD, as well as gold. So most intendedly for this pair, you'll be looking out for to spot a demand on a lower time frame, the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, whichever the time frame. But intendedly, I'm looking out to see the DXY pushing even higher next week. And lastly, the pair maybe I can look at is BTC USD. So so for BTC USD as well, I'm looking out for next week a bullish BTC USD, because internally last week, you can see from the price action we had last week, we took out the previous week's low and closed above it. So if we took out the previous week's low and closed above it, it means we've grabbed the sell side liquidity, and most intendedly, we will be targeting, or we will be looking at gold checking out this high, because that is the all-time high. And I'm looking out for BTC USD pushing even higher this year. I know most people have been saying that they're expecting a bearish bit value of gold to go down. The value of BTC should be going up, because now most investors will be pulling out of trading the metal to invest in a different, more stable commodity, which might be a crypto, that is BTC USD. So most intendedly, I'm looking at BTC USD pushing even higher. So, but let's just be patient and watch. But for next week, I'm still looking at a bullish Bitcoin. Yeah. So you can go scale down to a lower time frame, to lower time frames, to try and spot a possible demand zone where you can take trades off from. You can see price is already reacting off from this fair value gap, as well as maybe if we scale down to a lower time frame, we'll be able to spot demand right there. Sure. Yeah, so we will be looking out for prices to push even higher for BTC USD. Yeah, I think that now will be my last pair for today. Yeah, because if you also have a lot of pairs on your watch list, it won't make a lot of sense. You need to stick to a few pairs, and you can see these are more than a few that I'm talking about. The reason why I do this is because the reason why I'm looking to take quite a number of trades. So if this pair does not give me, if this pair is not giving me an entry today and is not giving me an entry tomorrow, what will I be looking out for then? That is why I added pairs to my watch list. On this year. Last year, I was focusing on GBP USD, Euro USD, and EURJPY and gold. Of course, I've been so unable to stop trading gold. It's so addictive. But yeah, those are the pairs I was focusing last year. So this year, I turned around my rules to be more lenient to myself, so that I'm able to trade quite a number of pairs as a swing trader, so that even in the event that I don't spot a setup on EURJPY, I'm able to spot a setup on maybe EURUSD or USD and stuff like that. CHF, I don't trade card CHF completely. I don't look at maybe the pair, maybe from what you're saying, maybe JPB card also doesn't have good movements. Euro out, I'm not trading it. I'm only trading pairs with USD, GPB, and USD, JPY, and GPB. Only those pairs, and because for Euro and Euro USD, only those pairs. I'm not trading here. You can see card CHF here. GPB card doesn't have good movements, and GPB CHF, they are lazy pairs, so that's why they are not on my watch list. Yeah, for now, that's all I have. In the event that there's need for any other YouTube, maybe live stream, I will keep you guys posted. If you're not on my Telegram channel, you can be sure to join. The link is on the description or whatever, or you can text me on WhatsApp. I will be able to share with you the link. Yeah, I think that is it for today, Sunday. I wish you all a successful week for all the lookouts we've had. We shall do a recap on Saturday. Yeah, try and see what we had vis-a-vis what the market gave us during the week, as we do maybe now.